I'm Simon Cooper of Simon Cooper Associates. I've been working in advertising research since the 1980s. The architecture that we've developed over the 20 years has three main pillars. Pillar one is the traffic data and footfall information. Now that's both vehicular traffic data, pedestrian traffic data, cycling traffic data, footfall in supermarkets, footfall at shopping malls, and in the public transport at the NS stations we have traffic count data for people passing through the stations and the metro stations. This has all been fed into the system. We've ended up with something like about 7 million trips and journeys within the database. It's a substantial database. It makes it more reliable. The second pillar is the travel survey. We've done state-of-the-art surveys online and using GPS tracking devices. These travel surveys that we conducted with TNS NEPO, what we're doing there is we're measuring who goes where and when, who travels by which mean, who cycles, who goes by car, who goes by train, and we're measuring that, and we did these surveys over, I think it was a 9-month period, so we've got a good spread of travel behaviour through the seasons. Okay, we've divided the Netherlands into 30 city regions with a core central city, and that's given us a granularity of 30 regions, so we can actually measure the reach and frequency of a campaign in any of those 30 regions. We can actually then calculate who goes from which region to another region, and we call that import and export within the regions. That's all built into the system we've done here. Pillar 3 is the classification of every panel. For that process to work, we've gone out and photographed and GPS positioned every single poster. And that way we've got all the relevant measures for each poster, so we can model the visibility of every poster using the knowledge we gained using the eye tracking research. Visibility adjustment means that we're measuring the eyes on panel contact of the people going past the panels. You've got to remember that outdoor advertising or out of home advertising is a passive medium. People don't go out to look at advertising, they go out, they buy newspapers, they sit and watch television. It's a passive medium, so you've actually got to make that step a little bit further in the research. We couldn't continue with an opportunity to see measure. The person was in the street. Yeah. So we had to go to something, the person was in the street and they looked at the poster. So that's the visibility adjusted contact. We've gone that step further. The Dutch research is based on this architecture that we've developed over 20 years. So it's quite a solid architecture and base, and it's been tested in all these other countries and reviewed by dozens of technical committees. We've built it using inputs which can be updated, either partially or on their own or as groups of data inputs. So once we've done these surveys, as long as we keep updating the inputs into the system, we can make it future-proof in that as the data comes in, new data comes in, the system will automatically update itself. All research is questioned, but we've had the benefit of a very knowledgeable technical committee from all sides of the industry, and so they have questioned the research on behalf of the different areas of the industry. And the critical thing about the research at the end of the day in use is that people can now, if they wish to, buy contacts, which is how all the other media trade. So when you're buying an out-of-home campaign, you can say, I want 5 million contacts. And that's what you can get from this research.